Hey honeys, Aaliyah here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to 12 Days of Christmas. Today I decided to do a full face of all or most. Girl, I may have missed a few, one or here or two or there. Of my 2020 beauty favorites. Everything will be linked at the top of the description box down below, so if you are interested in anything that I am using today that has become one of my beauty faves this year, despite girl everything that's going on, then check my description box. So without further congé, if you are interested in tuning into today's video where I will be sharing mostly all makeup products that have become some of my favorites this year, then subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. Tap that bell to be notified of my future uploads, as I am uploading every single day up until Christmas Day, and I would love to have you join me for it. And stay tuned, keep on watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, I did my brows off camera, but my brows pretty much have not changed since last year. I'm still using Benefit products. I love the Precisely My Brow Pencil, as well as the 24-hour brow setter. The only new brow product I tried this year was the Brow Micro Filling Pen, and I actually really love it. It is pretty budge proof as well. Like, it really sticks to your skin very well and creates the most realistic hair-like strokes. So I've been loving those. Brows are still super simple and still Benefit. Now I have 3 favorite primers this year, so I'm gonna be using 3. I have 2 favorite foundations and like 2 favorite concealers as well, so we'll just be girl mixing and matching today. So I had a sponsorship with Smashbox earlier this year, and I had to promote their Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer, and it's actually really good. I'm not a person who gravitates towards mattifying primers at all, but I really like this one. I only use a little bit. I know I'm heavy-handed, y'all already know this, but girl, I do use a little bit, and it just creates the most velvety finish. Like, because my skin is pretty oily and shiny from my skincare, it doesn't mattify me too much, but it does create a nice velvety finish. And I really only put it right here, my nose and my inner cheeks, because those are the areas that I do not want really getting shiny, because it just makes you look greasy and like, girl, go wash your face, you know what I'm saying? And it just instantly, you just feel it turn into a velvety finish, especially my lip, girl, because you already know them smile lines. Okay, my next favorite primer, I also did a partnership with Neutrogena in the summertime. Oh my gosh, this instantly became a fave. It's their Healthy Skin Radiant Primer Serum, and this is skincare and serum in one, and it has these beautiful reflex within the serum. You can also just wear this on its own, so I just like to put it right here on my cheeks, and I just, oh my gosh, it feels so good. It feels just like a serum. I like it. I like to apply it on the outer perimeter. When you wear this with no makeup on, it just gives you a beautiful glow from within look, and the reflex when the sun hits the reflex of this serum primer thing, oh my gosh, it just looks so beautiful. You look so healthy. You look like you really take care of your skin, girl. But be sure to wear sunscreen, SPF. And this gets really sticky as well, so it's really great for foundation to really stick to it. Okay, my last favorite primer, which I don't really need to apply it, but we're going to do it anyways, is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I love this stuff. This really gives your base a sticky base, and it feels very cooling in my opinion. Some people don't like this primer because they said it makes their foundation apply patchy, but it may be your skincare underneath. Like, be sure, because I have a very slick base before I even start my makeup because of my skincare. So maybe that is a factor as to why your foundation is going on patchy when you use this serum, but I really like this serum, and I'm just going to apply it right on top. I'm just gonna avoid like my nose and inner cheeks. Oh yes, I love it. This feels like skincare as well. And honey, the girls are applying this primer on their edges. Look, I got type 4 hair, so that's not gonna work for me. But some of the girls are using this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer for their damn edges. And it's just, ooh, it's just so sticky. Like, your makeup is gonna stick right to it. Okay, the favorites that I shared in last year's video, my 2019 beauty favorites, those are still my beauty favorites today. Like, I have been using them this year, but I want to share new products. So my 2 favorite foundations this year, first is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. It's so good. Like, for a drugstore foundation, that's only $6. It's actually really good. The only con to this foundation is that it has a very strong alcohol factory kind of smell. And then my next 2020 foundation beauty favorite is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in the shade Tahoe. See, I don't got my summer bronze right now, so it's gonna come off a little dark. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Those are my two favorite foundations. I don't even like matte foundations, but this NARS Soft Matte, it's giving me natural radiant longwear with just a little bit more opacity. It's just, woo, so decadent. Let's just do one layer of the Wet n Wild and then one layer of the NARS. Just a light layer, you know, we don't want to look cakey. And in the Wet n Wild, I am the shade Caramel. I think it's still a pretty good match to this day. And my favorite sponge of 2020 is the Makeup Eraser sponge. So Makeup Eraser did come out with a sponge this year. Listen, I am kind of sharing a lot of things that I partnered with these brands for, but it's because the products are actually really good. They're so good. If I'm using it right now today, these products are it. And the reason why this sponge is so cool is because it comes with a machine washable ball. So when this is dirty, put it in with your towels, honey. Don't put it in with your clothes, okay? When this is dirty, all you do is put it in the machine washable ball. You twist it up and you throw it in the washer and the dryer, and it still stays intact. Look, my sponge still looks good. I love this sponge, and it's so soft and squishy and plush, and it has 3 angles: a flat side, a diagonal side, and then a fluffy side. This sponge is so good, and it's cheaper than a beauty blender, and it lasts twice as long as a beauty blender, baby. Get into it. But girl, I don't even be really throwing my sponges away, honey. I just kind of use them till they fall apart. I'm taking the flat side, and let's just apply. Yeah, I hate the smell of this foundation, but it looks so beautiful. Oh, this still looks good. It looks so beautiful on this skin, girl. Plus, I love dewy foundations. Dewy foundations are the foundations I usually gravitate towards and always get, buy, and apply, okay? Oh, I hate this smell. If they can just take out this scent, we're just gonna apply a nice light layer. All right, next let's go in just with the light little coat of the NARS foundation. This foundation is so opaque. Like, I would categorize it as a full coverage foundation. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the coverage. It's really nice, even though, girl, I obviously don't need full coverage, but sometimes she's cute for that makeup look. We're just gonna apply this right on top. I don't usually mix these together. We're just doing it for the sake of me sharing my favorites. And I guess we get to see how this layers together. Oh, baby, we are looking good. All right, these two actually layer really nicely together. Now for concealer, I have 2 favorite concealers this year. I'm still using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It's so good. That will always be a staple. But Makeup Forever came out with a concealer this year. It's their Matte Velvet Skin 24 hour. So good, but it does oxidize, so get a shade slightly lighter than you would normally go for because it does oxidize. So I'm using the shade 3.6. Bro, this concealer real thick. It has like a thick creamy gel-like texture. It mattifies, so it does dry down pretty quick, but on my slicker base, it doesn't dry down too fast. So it looks kind of light at first, but it will oxidize. And I love the wand. The wand is so fat and juicy. Makeup Forever, baby. They did their thing with this concealer. It's so good. And I love to use it to clean up my brows because it's so thick and stiff. It won't like slip and slide around. It's so good for the brows as well. Like for this, you think you'll need a deeper shade, but no, just let it sit for a little bit, and you'll see that when it oxidizes, it just becomes the perfect concealer shade for you. Okay, my next favorite 2020 concealer is the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. So she's giving NARS, but I feel like NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is a little bit more dry. I don't know, it's just not giving creamy to me, NARS. Neutrogena, they are doing their thing with their makeup, okay? Y'all need to check out their makeup, especially their Healthy Skin line. Like the formula of their Healthy Skin line, baby, is so good. So what is this shade? I'm taking the shade, girl, I don't know what shade this is. Hazelnut Medium 1. Let's just, you know, put it right on top, you know, just like that. It actually is very creamy, very radiant. I like to use this on my no makeup days. A deeper shade, I think I use the shade Golden on my no makeup days, just to put all over my face. Woo! I look very highlighted right now. And it's surprisingly opaque for a drugstore concealer, because y'all know how drugstore concealers can be kind of watery. Okay, sometimes they just be giving me watery. They're not opaque, they're just not it. But the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer, so good, girl. Like, it should be sold in Sephora. It's like, it has a higher end formula. While we're here, I am going to use my Too Faced Born This Way Chai Concealer just to bronze toward. This is still a staple. It will always be a staple. This concealer is so good. Just a little bit like so. And I am just going to blend that in with a brush. Okay, boom. Now I'm going to flip. Actually, I'm going to use this side, this flatter side. I'm going to use that to blend out my concealer. I'm going to start with my chin. Ooh, that's one thing about me. I'm going to use something that's decadent, and that's the one, period. This is blended in like a dream, honey. Blended in like butter. And then my nose. I feel like I haven't done my makeup on YouTube in like so long. Like, girl, it's been months. My forehead. And I never mix these two concealers together at all. It's just for the sake of showing my favorites. You already know what it is. But they're actually blending together really nice. So I'm about to look snatched. Okay, and now the under eyes. Woo! It's so good. It's just blending, ooh, like cake. Not cake in a bad way, cake in a decadent way. Like frosting. Okay, I'm gonna avoid putting concealer on my lids today so I can show you guys my favorite primer. She actually likes eyeshadow primer now, babes. So decadent, so divine. Okay, I still love my Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. It is still a staple and a fave, but I did find a new favorite powder this year, and that is Patrick Starr's One Size Ultimate Setting Powder in Translucent. It's so good. So I was hoping he came out with like an in-between shade, like a banana or a honey, but he didn't. He just came out with two shades, translucent and dark. So I was a little hesitant to try the translucent powder, but they ended up sending it to me, and the way this melts in and creates no ash, no flashback. It kind of like just melts into the tone of your concealer. I love it. I don't use translucent powders anymore. I really only stick to like banana or, you know, honey toned shades of powder for my under eyes. But baby, Miss Patrick Starr did that with this powder. And his whole One Size Beauty line is actually so good. Like, his products are really good. I'm just putting a little bit in the cap like that. I know my fingers, baby, they are dirty. I'm putting some on the tip of a brush. Hold on. That's a little bit too much. It's a little bit at the tip of the brush so I can still have my wet sponge pat out these lines. Boom, and press this powder right in. It's so good. It has just a beautiful blurring effect that you can visibly see with your eyes once it like starts to melt in. It is truly a translucent powder. Like, there's no doubt about that. Because y'all know how translucent powders say they're translucent, but they're so white. They're so white. And on melanated queens, honey, you can definitely see when someone's set with a translucent powder because it just didn't melt in correctly. And I've been applying powder in with a brush lately, and it just helps me not apply too much, because sometimes I be picking up way too much powder on my sponge, and I just be applying too much powder, girl. A brush really helps me evenly disperse powder. And we're not done yet. Okay, now I'm gonna go in. I saw Makeup by Mario did this, except he did it the other way around. He applied a powder foundation first and then a translucent powder, but I like doing it the opposite way. I apply translucent powder under my eye first, and then I go in with a powder foundation. So I'm using Benefit's Hello Happy Velvet Foundation Powder. This one is in the shade 5, and I immediately go in, same brush, and I put that right on top, and I just really love how snatched this makes my under eyes look. So snatched. Makeup by Mario does it the opposite, but I tried the opposite way, and the way it wore, like, I need to set my under eyes with translucent powder first, or just a loose powder first, and then go in with the powder foundation, because I tried it the opposite way, which is the way Makeup by Mario showed, but I didn't like it. Girl, I looked crazy. And I do this in all the places in which I place concealer. I know we're looking a little ashy, and the last thing I do, I just take a little bit of this Huda Beauty Easy Bake. It's still my favorite, in Kunafa. I just dab, you know, just a little bit, and I just use this to lightly set the rest of my face. This NARS Soft Matte is pretty self-setting, so when I'm just using that foundation by itself, I don't really set the bottom half of my face at all, because girl, honey, it sets itself even on my oily skin. But of course, we're in an era where we are not wearing masks every day, so you might want to set it, because it's just going to transfer to your mask. But if you're not going to wear a mask and you're just staying in the house, baby, you don't really need to set it. Okay, before I go into the rest, I am going to set my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter. It's still a favorite. I've been loving the Neutrogena Radiant Setting Spray. This is what I'll use at the end. And oh yes, the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. All three of these, I love them. And then I just, you know, press that in, because sometimes it can leave droplets. So I just like to press those droplets in very lightly so I don't disturb my makeup. All right, moving on to bronzer. Yes, we slightly sculpted our face with that cream bronzer, but I've been loving the Vesca Beauty Kissed by Santorini bronzer. You guys can actually use code AHLIYAH10 to save some coin with Vesca Beauty. I just take a little bit, like boop boop, you know, just a little bit, and I just touch up where I bronzed toward, just a little bit. This is more of like a contoury bronzer shade because it's kind of like on the neutral side. It's not too warm. That's why I just use a little bit, because I'm not trying to, I don't like contouring. I simply do not. I would much rather look sun-kissed than contoured. But I just love the Vesca Beauty formula. It blends so well. And their bronzers go so deep. Like, I swear, they only make one light shade, which is called Rio. One. The rest, girl, they for melanated queens, honey. Ugh, yes, it just brings a nice soft sculpt back into the face. I know my lips, I know my lips look crazy, y'all. And then just a little bit on my chin. It's like every time you set your face and your makeup is in place, your nose wants to run. Why? Okay, and I'm also going to contour my nose with this. Woo! I love this for my nose. So I just boop, like that's it. Don't do too much. And then I'm just going to sculpt my nose just a tad. A little bit of this bronzer just goes an extremely long way. So don't swirl your brush in this one. Just boop, you know, do that. Just it sculpts the nose so beautifully. Moisturize my lips. Did one eye off camera so I can share with you my favorite eyeshadow primer and eyeshadow palette of this year. My favorite, you guys have probably seen this all over Instagram. Okay, the girls were on it. It's the Kat Von D, actually they changed the name, KVD Vegan Beauty. The Shake Primer, this is so good. Now, I always use concealer as my eyeshadow primer, so I finally decided to give this a try since I was seeing it all over Instagram. It's super liquidy, so you think it's not going to work. I see some people put it on their lids, but when I did that, it dripped all the way freaking down on my freshly beat face, and girl, I was pissed. So you shake it up, it has this black substance in it. I just put a little bit on my ring finger, you know, just a little bit, boom. It has a little button on the bottom so you can just press it out and just boom, quickly just pat it in. It's super liquidy and you only need a little bit. A little bit goes an extremely long way. And it'll start to get very sticky. And eyeshadow, do you see how vibrant this eyeshadow is? Exactly, it's so good. And it made me use like way less eyeshadow. Like the eyeshadow was pigmented immediately and I didn't really have to like build it up as much as I usually do with eyeshadow. Or that could just be because this palette is so good. So just take your time and like blend it in, pat it in. You can feel it start to stiffen up and get a little bit more sticky. And eyeshadow just blends so well over top of this. It sticks so well, it shows up so well. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my favorite eyeshadow palettes ever. Like, I'm only using these eyeshadow palettes because they're so good. It's the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Collection palettes. Today I'm going to be using Cherry on Top, but they have BH Cosmetics needs to make these a permanent eyeshadow palette on their site. They have Cotton Candy. There's the color lay of Cotton Candy, and they're so like they have weight to them. They're very sturdy, and the pans are huge. The pans are so big. They have bubblegum. It's like, oh my gosh, all the colors you can think of that you need. They have Pistachio, which is a beautiful green palette. They even have a neutral palette called Sugar Cone. This is Sugar Cone. And girl, that palette really works for black women. Okay, period. And then they have Orange Sorbet. Oh my gosh, it has all of the orange shades. Like, it literally has the color of the rainbow in all of these palettes. But today I'm going to be using Cherry on Top to create this eye. These palettes are it, okay? And you can use code AHLIYAH to save on BH Cosmetics site. And I believe these palettes are on sale right now. Either they're on sale or they took them off. I hope they did not take them off the site because they're so good. I even told them. I said, ma'am. And honestly, this year I was kind of over eyeshadow. Like, I'm just kind of over it. Like, these palettes have every shade that I need. I love the formula. I love how they look and feel. The colors, vibrant, opaque, pigmented, they blend so well. Like, these are the only palettes since I've received them and used them. They're the only palettes I've been using. I stan these palettes. I recommend these palettes. I highly recommend these palettes. They're so good. Okay, let's quickly highlight my brow bone. I'm gonna use this CoverGirl True Blend highlighter. It's still my favorite. It was my last year's favorite. It's still my favorite. We are just patting that in. And first I'm gonna mix Wild Cherry and Tarte into my crease. I'm gonna deepen it up with this one. What is it called? Sprinkles. I'm gonna deepen it up with sprinkles. I'm putting Juicy on the lid, and I'm highlighting my inner corner with Sweet. So I'm using this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I'm using the Morphe M433 to blend that in. All right, Wild Cherry and Tarte. And we're just, first I'm patting it in, because this eye primer does leave a very sticky base. So I just pat in first, and then I go in and blend. And baby, do you see, look, like the pigment just showed up. The pigment just showed up. Like, oh my gosh. I'm never not using this primer when I use eyeshadow. It's so good. Honestly, it's giving better than concealer gives. And that's on opacity. I'm literally placing eyeshadow right on top of my lid skin. Like, there's no concealer in between my shadow and my lid skin. And the pigment, she is there. Now taking sprinkles. This is a very simple eye, by the way. It just kind of looks, you know, a little bit more complicated than it is. We are just deepening it up with sprinkles. A beautiful burgundy. I love me a pink toned eye. I feel like it really complements brown eyes. Oh, now we're going into Juicy. Oh, even shimmers. Girl, stick right to this primer. Excuse my nails. I know they crusty. She got that juicy. She eat that lunch, period. Now we're just gonna pop Sweet right in that inner corner. Ooh, the way this just lightens up, it just pulls it together. This is the exact look I created when I was on BH Cosmetics Instagram Live. And this is also the exact same look I did when I took a picture promoting my burnt pumpkin orange head wrap, which you can actually shop down below. Support my small business, Queen of Wrap, okay? This eye just did something to me. I just had to recreate it. It was so good. All right, cool. Let me just go ahead and balance out the lower lash line. Same exact shadows, girl. Nothing to see, nothing to see. Okay, eyes are complete. I did go ahead and pop on some lashes. So let me share with you my favorite mascaras and lashes. So I didn't apply these today, but I am obsessed with the Kiss Mascara Lashes. I have a TikTok and an Instagram reel applying these. I love these so much. When I partnered up with CVS, they allowed me to choose like any 3 products that I wanted to incorporate into a sponsored post. So I went ahead and tried these. Instantly fell in love. These are great for no makeup days. They honestly look like lash extensions, but you're able to take them off. You just take the bond that comes with it. You just coat it on your lashes as you would mascara, and then you just stick these individual lashes underneath your real ones, and they stick like a dream. Like, the bond sticks right away. You don't have to wait for the bond to dry or anything. You stick it right away, and they just make your eyes just look so cute, so flirtatious, but so natural. Like, it's literally false mascara, but false-cara. I love these. I always wear these now for my no makeup days. They're a little bit too natural for like a full beach, so I didn't wear them today, but love these. I've been loving lashes from this small lash brand called Leva Lashes. They have like this beautiful holographic packaging for the lashes, and they have all the trendy lashes, okay? So you know those 25mm lashes? Girl, they have them, and in all different styles. So right now I'm wearing their Faith lashes. They're so fluffy and flirtatious. I still wear Celeste Los Angeles lashes. Love those as well. And then my favorite mascara this year actually has been Huda Beauty's mascara. I love how it's dual ended and you have 2 brushes, and this mascara lasts, girl. It's really hard to take off as well, and it's not even waterproof, but it's a really good mascara. I love Huda's Lifeliner for my winged liners. The Milk Makeup Kush mascara, yes, love this one as well. The container is made with recycled Lamborghini material, so I thought that was so cool, and it has heart-shaped fibers within the mascara. So yes, Milk Makeup's Kush mascara is a great mascara as well. All right, let's go ahead and finish off the face. I have been wearing the Buxom Wanderlust blush all year in the shade Ibiza, but I also got a new favorite, and it's the one Haus Labs just came out with. It's called their Head Rush. I'm wearing the Untamed Intoxicate Duo. So this shade right here is like a muted peach. Let's just mix these two together because I've been wearing the Buxom one like all year, but I just recently loved Haus Labs' new one. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply it on the apples, blend it into the bronzer, and add some color to our face. Like, I want brands to come out with more satin blushes. Please, I'm over the cream blush. We get it. Cream blush just doesn't last, especially when it's hot outside. Like, you swipe your cheek and the blush is gone. We need our satin mattes. Ma'am, I thought this was gonna be the year, honestly. that so many brands were gonna come out with blushes, like nice satin blushes, because you know blush has been in, honestly. But the brands, they dropped the ball, because where's the blush at? Where's it at? There has been like no exciting blush launch besides Fenty's cream blush. And it's not like Fenty's cream blush is a bad blush. It's just very oily. Like, you can only wear that if you want your face to, you know, look glowy and shiny. But sometimes, girl, we don't want that. Take it up. I just take mine all the way up. It just really snatches the cheek. Okay, I said I was going to use the Neutrogena Radiant Setting Spray last. So I'm going to do this before I apply some highlight just on the side of my face, because it does give you a nice glow. Now, I have 3 favorite highlighters, okay? The first one is MAC's Oh Darling Extra Dimension Skin Finish. The next one is still the CoverGirl Hyper Glow. This one is in Gilded Glory. And then also Vesca Beauty came out with some blushes this year. I'm using the shade Wish. I love Vesca Beauty's highlighters because they're so wet and they just give you a glow from within. I also, actually 4, I'm kidding. The Grande Cosmetics Glow Highlighter. It's a liquid highlighter. So I actually may just put this on the back of my hand. And this is a plumping highlighter, so it does give you like a cooling effect on your cheeks. Their blush does as well. Actually feels very good, and it just melts right into the skin. It just looks so good. So actually we're going to apply 4 highlighters. I'm putting the Grande one on the back of my hand. I'm just going to put my brush in there, you know, wet my brush up a little bit. Not too much, because you know I don't want to mess up my beat. And I'm going to just quickly go into the CoverGirl one. I'm going to go into the MAC one. I'm going to go into the Vesca Beauty. Tap it off, and then just with light pressure, I'm just going to apply that to the high points. I like a soft highlighted look, but also a highlighted look that looks like I'm glowing from within. That doesn't look like my highlight is just sitting on top of my face. But the Grande Glow one, it'll just give you a nice cooling effect. I loved using that during the summer, especially when it was really hot. And the cooling effect lasts a pretty long time. And if I go too crazy, because I did put a lot on there, I just go back into my blush. And you know, I just marry those two together. Okay, and then since I already used the Neutrogena one, I'm going to go ahead and use the Makeup Forever spray. Just spraying the sides of my face so that highlight can melt in even further. And then lastly, we just gonna get the right tip of that nose, just the very tip. Keep the placement controlled, and then just down the upper bridge. My favorite lip liner, I think this was in my 2019 beauty favorite, still is the Milani, what is this? Their understatement lip liner in the shade Shoot. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know if I said it last year or not, y'all. I think I did. I feel like I have. But I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips with this. This is just the perfect shade of brown. Like, their formula is just perfect. It's the perfect shade of brown. I would like a lifetime supply of this color, Milani, baby. Hook me up. Okay, and my 2020 lipstick favorite is the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine. I love the shade Cookies and Cocoa. I love this formula because it feels like, you know, you apply lipstick and then you just put gloss right on top. That's what this formula feels like. It's so smooth, creamy, decadent. It has just the right amount of pigment. Like, it's not too pigmented, not too sheer. It's like kind of in the middle. Very glossy. Should apply this right on top. I'm not into matte lips. I haven't been into matte lips for years. You know, I love a nice shiny lip. Plus, it's just easier to touch up. All right, baby, this beat is complete. I know that's right. All right, I went ahead and threw some earrings on to complete the look, and that concludes all of my beauty and makeup favorites of this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new here and this is the first time being on my channel and seeing my face, I would love to see you in the next one. Subscribe to my channel and join me and the honeys, honey. And until next time, always remember to serve, honey, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.